All right, welcome to the second session of our tech workshop. In the first session, we've looked at the introduction to tech. We looked at understanding the digital economy. We looked at common myths about building a career in tech that you should dismiss. Then we look at how to identify your space within the tech industry, the areas you should look at, and then we also look at some steps that you can take to build your. We look at some tools you should know for beginning. And then we went on to look at practical things you should do after participating in that first session. So in this second session, we are going to focus on tech skills and tools for beginners, and we're going to look at essential tech skills and tools that you need to begin with. Then we are going to look at essential tech skills. We look at tools, we look at skills, then we look at popular tools, and then we wrap it up with a simple suggestion of what you should do, right? So let's get right into it. Now, the tech industry and the tech space is controlled by a number of applications, softwares, tools, what we like to call IT infrastructures. You understand? So it's made up of applications. So it's all about knowing an application, knowing how to use that application to achieve whatever result that you are pursuing. But then, to begin, I did mention earlier that personally I study history in school, but right now I have a footprint within the tech space. That didn't just happen overnight. So where did I begin from? The first place you need to begin from is what we call the basic computer and internet literacy. You need to acquire some level of basic computer literacy and basic internet literacy. You see, it's easy for you and for all of us to assume that we know so much about internet just because we are always on internet. The fact that we always make use of the internet does not mean we know so much about internet. It will still amaze you how many people who don't know how to send a professional email. It will still amaze you how many people who don't know how to navigate Windows, whether it is Windows, how many people doesn't know how to navigate operating systems on the computer, whether it is Windows, it is Mac operating system, or it is Linux. There are people who don't even know the difference between them. So you have to begin from there. From there, then you need to look at how to carry internet research and then cyber security awareness. What are the things you need to know about cyber threat to your devices and threat to your data and all that? You need to know a little about that. And then file management and cloud storage. You need to know how to make a very good use of your Google Drive. You need to also know how to make good use of Dropbox. It's another cloud computing platform that you can also use. Then if you have acquired these basic computer skills, know how to use Microsoft Word, know how to use Microsoft Excel, know how to use PowerPoint. All of these basic things are things that you need to know. You understand? As a matter of fact, I think every average person at this current dispensation in 2021 need to know these things. Even if you don't have the vision of building a career within the tech space, you just need to know these things because it has become part of our everyday life. Understand? It has become part of our everyday life. So if you have had these things, if you don't, this is what you need to first do. But if you already do, then let us move to the next thing you need is what? Assuming you want to go into coding, you want to go into programming, then you need to have basic concepts about coding, about variables, about loops, about functions and all that. You need to brace up yourself with that. Then you need to start up with beginner-friendly programming languages like Python, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I believe that these languages are the best place for you to begin with. And then we have free platforms to practice coding, just such as Code Academy, Free Code Camp, then W3 schools. These are platforms that enable you to practice your coding skills. You understand? Now, the third is assuming you don't like coding and you want to build a career within the tech space, you want to come into the tech space, what are some of the low-code development or no-code development tools or options that you need to consider? Number one is what? Website builders, or what we call CMS, content management systems. Content management systems such as WordPress. I've mentioned WordPress before. WordPress is a software and application that you can use to build a website without necessarily going into coding. Of course, having a knowledge of little of coding will help, but then you must not be a pro programmer or a pro coder, right? Then you can also take a look at Wix. You can also take a look at Squarespace. Squarespace is also another application that you can also use, right? The next is no-code automation tools like Zapier and Airtable. Airtable is also another application that you can also take a look at, and then Zapier also. Then if you want to create mobile apps without coding, then you should also look at Adelo and Bubble. Adelo and Bubble are also options that you can use to create apps without necessarily going into coding. Like I mentioned, a little of coding is also going to help you. The next is graphic design and then UX and UI design. Assuming you are interested in user interface and user experience design, or you're interested in graphic design, what are some of the tools that you should look at for? You should consider. Number one is what? Essential tools such as Canva, Figma, Adobe Photoshop. You should learn these apps if you really want to go into graphic design. Then you should look at if you are interested in data analytics, then you should look at Power BI, Google Analytics. You understand? The next is what? SQL for data management. Then the next is digital marketing basics. Now, assuming you want to go into the digital marketing, this is where you need to begin from. Begin with learning SEO, search engine optimization. And we have a full course, a complete course on search engine optimization, right? You can take that. It's a remote course, it's an online course that you can take freely on your own, right? And then it's self-paced. The next is running Facebook and Google Ads. Again, we have a course on social media marketing that can also show you your way around that. And then email marketing, like MailChimp and all that. Again, that is also, we also have a course on mobile marketing, email marketing, and we have about 12 digital marketing. So if you have interest in digital marketing, you can begin your journey from these areas, right? The next is cyber security awareness. You need to be cyber aware. Very, very important. If there's any English like that. Now, you need to understand online threats like phishing, malware, data breaches. These are things that you need to have a little understanding of. The next is the importance of strong passwords and using two-factor authentication. It's also very, very important. You need to understand that. And the next is what? Using VPN and antivirus software. You also need to know something around using VPNs and then antivirus software. So once again, I've just talked about some of the essential tech tools that you need, and I mentioned basic computer and internet literacy. I mentioned coding and programming. I mentioned no coding or low code tools that you can leverage on. I mentioned graphic design and UX and UI tools. Then I mentioned data handling and analytics. And then I also mentioned digital marketing. Then I finally mentioned cyber security and awareness. By the time we return from this quick commercial break that we shall take, we shall look at introduction to popular tech tools.
Hi there. Thank you for choosing to participate in our workshop. We're thrilled to have you on this learning journey with us. If you just came across this video online or on our channel, you can access all the workshop videos on our website at jomorc.com or on our YouTube channel at Jomo Mentorship. Looking to take your skills to the next level? Explore our wide range of in-depth courses at elearn.jomorc.com. Here's a glimpse of what we offer. Number 1, business planning and implementation. Number 2, business documentation and accounting. Number 3, business registration and legalization. Number 4, agribusiness establishment and management. Number 5, decoration and events planning enterprise. Number 6, fashion design enterprise. Number 7, food processing and packaging. Number 8, green energy enterprise. Number 9, oil and gas enterprise. Number 10, real estate and construction enterprise. Number 11, technology and security enterprise. And number 12, fintech and e-commerce enterprise. Whether you prefer learning remotely or at your own pace, we've got you covered with our flexible and engaging training experiences. Visit elearn.jomorc.com today and start building the future you deserve.
Now, welcome back from that short commercial break. So now let us look at some of the popular tech tools that you may need. Number 1 is what we call the productivity and collaboration tools. Productivity and collaboration tools are tools that we use to ensure productivity and to enable collaboration. Number 1 is Google Workspace. Google Workspace. You probably have what we call Google Drive on your phone. In that Google Drive, you have Google Sheets, you have Google Documents, you have the Drive, you have the Gmail. These are all cloud-based documents and email management tools that you can use, to work remotely and from wherever it is. The next, we have what we call the Microsoft Office. You have your Microsoft Word, you have your Microsoft Excel, you have your PowerPoint also. The next, we have the Slack and the Trello. These are team communication and project management applications that you can use, you understand? So all of these tools that we just mentioned, Google Workspace, Microsoft Office, then Slack and Trello, all of them falls under productivity and collaboration tools. Next is development and coding tools. If you are looking forward to learning programming, to learning coding, then you should check out these tools I'm going to mention. First is VS Code. VS Code is a coding editor. And next is GitHub. Check out GitHub. GitHub is a platform for storing and managing code. And then you also want to check out Replit. Replit is a beginner-friendly online coding environment. You understand? The next is the next set of tools we are going to look at is design and creative tools. If you are looking forward to going into building a career in tech and your eye is on the design and the creative aspects of the tech, then you should take a look at the tools I'm going to mention now. First is Canva. Canva is an easy graphic design tool that you can use to carry out your graphic design. Then you should also look at Figma. Figma is a UX or a UX UI design tool. And then you should also look at CapCut. CapCut is for video editing. You understand? Now, the next set of tools we are going to look at is marketing and business growth tools. Marketing and business growth tools are tools that you can use in the process of marketing or in the process of growing your business, that can assist you in growing your business. So if you want to become a business consultant and you need a touch of tech and you need to build your career within the tech space, then you should take a look at these tools. Number 1 is Google Ads and Facebook Business Suite. Google Ads and Facebook Business Suite for running of paid ads. Then you should look at WordPress. WordPress is, it's a software that you can use to build a portfolio website for your business. It's very, very easy, just like Canva. It's very, very easy. I think we do have a course on WordPress here at Jomo Resource Center. And then next is Shopify. Shopify is also used for creating e-commerce store. You want to create an e-commerce store where you can sell your items online, then you should check, even WordPress can also help you create an e-commerce website. You understand? Thank you very, very much for participating in this session. In this session, we have looked at the introduction to the tech industry. We've looked at the digital economy, what the digital economy is all about. Then we looked at how you can find your place within the tech space. Then we've also looked at some of the tools you need to know, you need to go familiar with. And I believe that by participating in this session, you have been able to familiarize yourself with some of the things you need to try out. And like I've said, kindly go and try these things out. Check them on your phone. Many of them exist in form of mobile app. Check them, download them from your Play Store and try them out. Thank you very much for participating in this session.